What up, y'all? Angel's Chill Spot up in the building. I wanted to watch this video. I got my popcorn and everything ready. I got my popcorn ready. I wanted to watch this video because I see two of these co-stars that I actually like. Well, these stars, people that used to be on TV that I used to watch all the time. Look at Drake and Josh here. It says co-stars who hated each other off camera. So this is from Sunny V2, you guys. There are a bunch of videos like this if you guys want to watch. But I'm eating my popcorn. Let's see what's up.
Adam and Jamie from Mythbusters couldn't stand each other.
Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
While Drake and Josh weren't exactly buddies
Yeah,
either.
Drake and
We
Josh,
made
yeah.
this thing that people really
He looks
love,
so
but maybe
weird.
we weren't that.
Guys, he looks so weird skinny. I was seeing him on like Big Bang Theory the other day. And I was like, why did he look so fucking weird skinny? Like, I like him better when he was fat.
Close.
However, let's begin by talking about Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes, who ironically played the inseparable lovers Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah, I remember that movie. That was years ago. I was looking at 90s, right? Mid to late 90s, I think.
Prior to filming the movie, the actors had spoken very highly of one another.
Claire Danes is the most fantastic young actress I've ever come across.
However, in his early days, Leo would always pull elaborate pranks on his co-stars, which was appreciated
But he wasn't like a kid anyway. That's what they do.
by some people on set, but despised by others like Claire Danes. He tried to pull multiple pranks on Danes when the cameras weren't rolling, and the young actor wasn't having it. It's rumored that the young actress found Leo a little immature. For the very same reason,
Well, I mean, he was young, so obviously. Yeah, but I'm old and I'm immature, you know? I'm eating popcorn, yeah?
DiCaprio found Danes to be uptight and overly serious, and as a result, according to some sources, the pair barely spoke to one another when not filming scenes together. Roughly 1 year later, Danes was offered but turned down the lead female role in Titanic.
Really? Oh, come on. Thank God she turned it down.
With some speculating that she was simply uninterested in doing another film with DiCaprio.
I think the girl that was on Titanic, she was a lot prettier anyways. And then, like, she was just, they just had a way better connection on the Titanic. I don't know.
Despite this, the two have always talked highly of one another in public.
The dude is a genius. He's been a genius for decades now.
Which wasn't the path taken by Kevin Smith after figuring out that Bruce Willis was a complete and utter dick.
Sounds like Bruce Willis.
The two had agreed to collaborate on a 2010 movie called Cop Out, and 2 years prior in 2008,
Yeah, that was my shit.
Kevin Smith praised Bruce Willis for being his favorite actor and biggest inspiration. However, as the two began working together, Kevin Smith realized he should have never met his hero. Despite Smith being the film's director,
Isn't that normally what happens, though? You meet your hero and he's a dick.
Willis refused to take any direction, with Smith later stating, "I was going at it like Bruce, do it like this. I was directing Bruce the way I direct everybody else." And Bruce was like, "I've been acting like Bruce Willis for 25 years. Do you really think there's anything you're gonna tell me that I don't know?" At a later point during filming, Bruce Willis threatened to punch Kevin Smith, after which Willis had to be separately photoshopped into the movie's posters.
Oh, okay. All right. So I wondered that every time I see the poster or like it was on the DVD or Blu-ray, it looked weird, like they weren't really standing next to each other.
As he refused to turn up to the photo shoots. On top of
Yo, my man Bruce Willis, bro.
this, Willis failed to attend the party celebrating the movie's completion, where Kevin Smith made a toast stating, "I want to thank everyone who worked on the film, except for Bruce Willis."
Oh, damn. That's crazy.
In a 2013 interview, Willis clapped back by stating, "Poor Kevin, he's just a whiner, you know. We had some personal issues about how we approached work. I don't have an answer for him. I'm never gonna call him out and lay him out in public. Sometimes you just don't get along, although this isn't the end of the story." After Willis was recently diagnosed with aphasia, Kevin Smith took to Twitter writing, "Long before any of the cop-out stuff, I was a big Bruce Willis fan. So this is really heartbreaking to read. He loved to act and sing, and the loss of that has to be devastating. devastating for him. I feel like an asshole for my petty complaints from 2010, so sorry to BW and his family.
I bet Bruce Willis says, fuck off or something.
Which is a much nicer ending compared to that of Sylvester Stallone and Richard Gere.
Oh, so he didn't reply.
The two met whilst filming a movie called The Lords of Flatbush, where Stallone instantly disliked Gere's demeanor, stating, "We never hit it off. He would strut around in his oversized motorcycle jacket like he was the baddest knight at the round table." Although the real argument came when the two were eating lunch together. Stallone stated, "I was eating a hot dog and he climbs in with a half a chicken, covered in mustard with grease nearly dripping out of the aluminium wrapper.
Ew.
I said, that thing is gonna drip all over the place. He said, don't worry about it," which was followed by Richard Gere spilling grease all over Stallone's pants.
Oh, hell no.
As a result, Stallone, quote, elbowed him in the side of the head, after which the director chose to replace Richard Gere with a different actor altogether. Despite this taking place more than 50 years ago, Stallone has stated to this day he seriously dislikes
Damn, they got a grudge for 50 years.
me, which is an ending also shared by Ariana Grande and Jeanette McCurdy after their one and only season of Sam and Cat.
I remember this. I don't remember the drama, but I remember they did do this show.
When the show came to an end in 2014, Ariana Grande made an extensive heartfelt twitlonger thanking everybody involved in the production except for the other main co-star Jeanette McCurdy. This implied that the two weren't as close as the show suggested, which was confirmed at a later date when Jeanette stated the following.
She would have to miss work because she was being pulled in all directions, so she's got to do radio shows, she's got to do the Billboard Awards, the Grammys. She's performing at the Grammys, and I'm like acting on the show with a box because they decided that like for that week her character needs to be trapped in a box so she can go perform at the Grammys.
Oh shit. Yeah, I'd probably be pissed too, but
Result of this, Jeanette would write, "Ariana misses work in pursuit of her music career while I act with a box. I'm pissed about it and I'm pissed at her, jealous of her," before expressing further jealousy in her memoir by attacking Ariana's upbringing. Ariana grew up in Boca Raton, Florida, an incredibly wealthy, idyllic town with a healthy mum who could buy her whatever she wanted whenever she wanted. Gucci bags, fancy vacations, and Chanel outfits.
oh yeah, so she was a little jealous. But it's alright, you know, some people get like that. We're all human, right?
Jeanette's hatred toward Ariana always felt pretty pathetic. However, the feud between Will Smith and Janet Hubert reached a
I remember this shit. They would beef for a long time too.
whole new level of petty jealousy. Janet played Will Smith's auntie in Bel Air and took an instant disliking to Will
I know they got rid of her. I know that.
Smith, as she felt it was unfair he'd been given a TV show at the age of 22. Will Smith later stated, "I can straight up say that Janet Hubert wanted the show to be the Aunt Viv of Bel Air show. She said once, I've been in the business for 10 years and this snotty-nosed punk comes along and gets a show. To her, I'm the Antichrist."
Damn. Hey, sometimes, you know, you tell it how it is, you know? Damn. Fresh Prince was my shit, though.
While Alfonso Ribeiro, who played Carlton, also noted Janet was painful to work with. There were days when we were all on set and she would literally go off on people, and they got to a point by the time the second season came around where we're like, this is unacceptable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I think I heard about this. They are all sick of her shit. They ended up getting rid of her ass, so yeah.
As someone who was seen as difficult, Janet was offered significantly less money to appear in the 4th season, encouraging her to quit, which is exactly what she'd do. However, this only increased her resentment toward Will, as she'd state, "There will never be a reunion, as I will never do anything with an a-hole like Will Smith.
Damn! Damn!
He is still an egomaniac and has not grown up. This constant reunion thing will never ever happen in my lifetime unless there is an apology, which he doesn't know the word." Despite stating that there wouldn't be a Fresh Prince reunion, it did eventually happen in November 2020, where more than 30 years later, Janet was still convinced that Will had ruined her life, stating, "I hated what you did, I just hated what you did. You took my career away of 30-something years," as Will Smith's comment about her being difficult made it hard for Janet to land work after.
Dang, Will Smith got her ass. He got her ass. Damn. She was being a Karen and shit. Nah.
Afterwards. At the end of their talk, the two made up and apologized, although Nicki Minaj and Mariah Carey had no interest in doing so.
Oh, I don't give a shit about any. That's bullshit. But all right, we're gonna watch through. We're gonna watch through. I mean, I didn't. Are they co-stars or something? I don't know.
That appear alongside one another in season 12 of American Idol.
Oh, okay, American Idol. Okay, yeah, I don't watch that shit.
Where their almost polar opposite personalities began to clash immediately.
I'm sorry. Are you country? Do you like country? Do you like country? And I kind of feel like we're
Mariah Carey will beat that ass. Okay.
But I'm making comments. I'm trying to help her. We're trying to help her as opposed to just talk about her outfit.
Continue to speak.
Of course. You
Well,
always
we're
do.
almost
Go ahead.
actually.
In a notable instance, the two had this argument.
Put them bitches in a ring. Put them in a ring.
Mid-show where
Nobody said every moment. Oh, excuse me. The music will cut me off if I can. Oh, darling, may I express this to her as a singer?
Nicki Minaj is so fucking annoying. She's annoying.
Just feel like what maybe trying to be expressed is just sing from your heart the entire time, and your notes will continue to shine regardless of the dirt that gets splattered around you.
after which Nicki threatened Mariah with violence.
Multiple people heard Nicki say, if I had a gun, I would shoot that
Leading
Put boxing gloves on them, bro. What'd you need a gun for, Nicki Minaj? Diablo. Come on, dude. All that plastic surgery, you might not be able to hold the gun.
Mariah to state the following.
It felt like an unsafe work environment. I'm not going to take any chances, so yeah, I did hire.
They should just, I don't know why they brought Nicki Minaj on there. Mariah Carey is a real singer. You know what I mean? Don't bring a singer slash rapper slash, like, come on, man. I don't even think Nicki Minaj should have been in there anyways, but whatever.
More security.
In response to Mariah Carey's claims, Nicki responded by tweeting, "Hey y'all, let's just say Nicki said something about a gun. People will believe it because she's a black rapper. LaMayo, I'll then hit up Barbara and milk it," implying that Mariah had made the story up. Nicki then made another tweet reading, "I guess it hurts to have the producers tell you to your face that Nicki is the best judge we've had since Simon, or poor you, keep them lies coming," implying that Mariah was also simply not as good at judging. For obvious reasons, both judges quit the show after only one season.
Thank God. I mean, if I would have watched it, I would have probably never watched it. Because I feel like Nicki Minaj, she's annoying as fuck. I don't know if you guys like her, but it would have definitely turned me off of the show.
After which Mariah Carey stated this.
That was the worst experience of my life. I would never want to be involved with it again.
With Drake Bell and Josh Peck holding a similar opinion.
Now this is the real meat and potatoes right here. This is the meat and potatoes.
About returning to their most famous show. While it seemed the two had a great time filming Drake and Josh, Drake would take to Twitter in 2017 writing, "When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'll miss you, brother," which is
Man, you know, sometimes you don't need people like that. You ain't even got to worry about that shit. I would never even post it on the internet. You know what I mean? I would never posted that shit. Oh, you invite me to your wedding? All right, you ain't shit.
followed by Drake flaming Josh via text for the
Dude, look at his face. It's so weird. Not Drake.
very same
Josh
reason.
guy
I'm
right
getting
here.
married that night, and I see these text messages from him like,
Dude, you're better fat. You're better fat.
cursing me out, coming for me. I'm like, on the night of my wedding.
The incident was a sad moment for fans.
Well, you know you should have invited your friend, right? Don't be a douche. It's either he was your friend or he was not your friend. And you didn't invite him, so clearly he wasn't your friend. And he thought you guys were friends, and you didn't give him an invite. Dick move right there, bruh. Dick move.
Of the show. However, 2 months later, they'd make up, apologize, and even post a 12 million view video together, implying that the duo was on good terms.
Man, he looked like a Diallo. Please put some weight back on.
That would be until 2021, when Drake found himself in a bunch of legal trouble, after which Josh made the claim that they were never really friends.
Oh, now you're fucking not friends. Diablo.
Are you guys like not friends?
Not really. No. We made this thing.
He fake as shit. You could just tell he fake as shit. I definitely wouldn't want to be this guy's friend. He just, ever since he got skinny, yeah, look, you can't trust him. You know what I mean? Can't trust the fat guy that used to be fat and then went skinny. You can't trust them no more. You know what I mean? They change up. You know what I mean? It's like they wait, attitude and personality, everything changes, you know?
That people really love, but maybe we weren't that close.
So you guys were never close during when you were filming, Drake and Josh? You were just kind of co-stars?
Obviously, there were times where we were closer than not, but when inevitably the show ended, I mean, we're just totally different kids.
These statements have since been criticized, given they'd spent a
I like Drake way better, but, you know, he was way awesomer. Beside what happened to him behind the scenes, you know, he's awesome. I thought, for real, truthfully, I thought he was going to be a superstar. I thought he was going to be on everything. He just had so much momentum. I think he did superhero movie. That was pretty big years ago, probably when I was about 20. But then I just thought he was going to do more stuff, and I guess not. So.
A large amount of time together outside of the show, with one of these critics being Drake Bell himself, who
damn, that's a big ass baby.
give numerous examples of them hanging out together.
That's what bugs me about it. He's like, we weren't friends, we didn't hang out.
Your Christmas party, the party that I made.
He came all the way to Riverside to support me.
Josh is clearly trying to distance.
He trying to be a dickhead. That's all. You can never trust a skinny guy, okay? Drake, you was always skinny. Josh, he was a fat guy, and now he's skinny.
Himself from Drake's sketchy legal situation, given Josh is still actively booking movie roles in an industry where reputation is everything.
That motherfucker's in movies? I've never seen him in movies. Maybe like as like a weirdo. Is he on all these movies? Turner and Hooch, Robot Chicken, 13, Oppenheimer. I mean, I guess.
There are obviously mixed reports about whether or not.
Look at him fat! Yeah, that was my boy right there. Turning on my man Drake.
Not they liked each other as co-stars, although it seems obvious that they're now no longer on speaking terms, and neither are the two main hosts from Mythbusters. Adam Savage and Jamie
Alright, I was never really into Mythbusters, but let's see what's up.
Heineman hosted the show for more than 12 years, after which an article was published reading, "The Mythbusters always had an amazing secret weapon. They can't stand each other." The article referenced an interview from Entertainment Weekly, in which Jamie stated, "We like to point out we've known each other for 25 years and never once sat down to have a dinner alone together. We sort of managed to tolerate each other. I think it's probably safe to say that continuing our on-screen relationship in front of the camera is probably not happening." To back this up, Adam stated this.
No, I don't think Jamie and I will continue to work together on other projects. Jamie and I don't get along very well. That's not a secret we've held.
With him claiming it's not a secret they've held, as it was mentioned while the show was still running.
Yeah, I don't know anything about these two Mythbusters. I might have seen a few episodes, maybe. I didn't even know. I mean, I don't even know their names.
We are not friends. We tend to drive each other batty. We have never, in the 21 years we've known each other, had dinner alone together. Our very different personalities means that we spend a lot.
But how y'all work together that long but never hang out? That I don't know. It just doesn't. Maybe they fought a lot during filming.
A lot of time in sort of conflict.
Periodically, they're behind the scenes.
Or maybe they worked so much that was like them hanging out. You know what I mean?
Animosity spilled out onto the camera.
What kind of seconds were you counting there? 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? What kind of seconds are those? Who counts like that?
So it's no surprise that Adam...
You had to beat it there. That's it? Those were the little arguments that y'all didn't like each other? What the hell? That's a little...
would also state this.
Shit, y'all should have seen the arguments me and my friends had growing up. Shit.
There's a lot of fighting on camera. We got really mad at each other, like really significantly, vitriolically angry. We drive each other nuts every day. We get frustrated with each other on a daily basis.
However, the reason they're so proud of their awful friendship is because it's also their key to success.
The friction between Jamie and I has an integrity to it and a chemistry to it. We have respect for each other. We also drive each other absolutely batty.
We're not afraid to say something that will...
Sounds like me and Lauren, me and my wife.
hurt the other's feelings because we don't care, Savage says. We consider it a point of pride that the right idea always wins. It doesn't matter whose it is. It's a working relationship based purely on respect and mutual gain, with their unconventional approach resulting in unconventional success as one of the most popular shows in TV history. Adam and James
All right, you guys. So that was it. It was co-stars who hated each other off camera. I hope you guys enjoyed that video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Make sure y'all like the video. Make sure y'all share out the live, and comment if you are new, and subscribe if y'all new also. See y'all later, y'all. Deuces!